All right, so working on what I do with that. Just cut that tube. That's going to be for these two clamps. Are going to go right here on either side. It's going to be the rear harness bar for the kid seat. Obviously, I've done a bunch of work on the Genrite cage. The main structure was Genrite. I added, obviously, that whole lower section there for the fuel cell mount, the kid seat mount, the roof kickers, support bars, harness bar, this lower tube here that helps support this as well. Kind of triangulate a little bit of it. Knocked a bunch of the wiring out. I'm going to keep the factory fuse block here, so hopefully I can make it to where the factory key still works. Strip the whole motor out, the whole motor of the factory wiring harness that they had from Tilda Motorsports. Gonna be getting a Holley Sniper kit for it, or not a Sniper, we're gonna do a Terminator X for that, that's right. Dash is all gonna get ripped out as well. That box over there is a Genrite aluminum dash, so once I start welding the cage out, pull the cage out. That will be going in place, so then this will get painted, all of it will be done and installed. But yeah, this whole cage has been coming along pretty good. Super stoked with it. Well, that got spicy. Greatest rack ever. So, let's see. Probably need the kid seat, wherever that is hiding at. I'm dirty in here. I'm slipping all over the place. This guy. Put those there. Grab and put the bolts for it sitting up here. Grab two of these. Come on. One in. Come on. Two. And be essentially where that sits at for the front. Yep, there. Yeah, that sits in there perfectly. It kind of gets wedged in a little bit, but yeah, it's a kid's seat there. So then now I just gotta do the harness bar. So now I gotta figure out this. Obviously, I make it fit first, which really not that far off from fitting. We'll probably end up going off the back side of it, I bet, and probably about, I'd say probably, I want to do it in the front, but I think the front's gonna be too close to the seat. So yeah, we'll do it off the back side here. So realistically, we can cut a little bit more off of it. Cut another like 3/16 of an inch off. 3/16 of an inch off. Good old Harbor Freight bandsaw. I've had this thing for like a ton of years now, and buy some decent blades for it, and it's just a cutting machine. I don't know if the video took, but I was saying that lost the transmission when I was out testing. Lost reverse, third is pretty much gone, and fourth is gone. So that's getting pulled on Sunday to figure out what's going on. That's heading back down to maximum transmission because it only has about 100 miles on it, so that's neat. Main priority is I'm trying to knock this thing out and do a bunch of cage work and fab work on it so I can get the cage out. I gotta do some sketchy things and wrap a chain around there with the chain fall, be able to pick it out. So I'll roll the Jeep back, use a chain fall, pick it up, roll the Jeep forward, set the cage on the ground so I can weld it all out, weld it, paint it, and then when that comes out, dash goes in, or the new aluminum dash goes in, and yeah. Meantime, I'm just gonna try to figure the best spot for this guy. Thinking right. A little on the. Good thing I'm going to be cutting it to fit those. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect there. I got to cut it to fit the tube clamp, so that'll be easy to do. So tube clamp one there, and that one will get welded on there. Then that's the kid's harness bar right there. Can't complain about that, and it has a shock support between the two, so sure work out really good. I like to use a lathe because chuck the tube in there, throw some sandpaper on, and let it go to town and clean up where I'm going to know I'm going to be welding at.
Hit that bass line nice and slow. Talk box singing, let the rhythm.
Downside about my shop is I only have like one extension cord for multiple welders, so I just have to keep jumping plugs around because I'm going to TIG weld this one in place. This is all battery stuff that I'm ripping out all the wiring, so I need to go through and like clean everything. It's kind of a train wreck, so I'll probably do that Saturday, but we're almost ready for this guy here. This guy should be just about, nope, not yet. There we go. One. We get this guy. That'll be for that guy. There. Same there. Ruin our weekend. Let's figure those out. Come on. Do that for there. Yep. I don't know if this will work. We're gonna try to do this with the glasses on. I'm gonna shut it off and make sure I can get this to actually last longer than like 2 minutes. What's that, 140? Probably way overkill. Let's see. Rotate you. Tungsten was already dirty, so I'm gonna do that real quick, clean that because I didn't catch that. Ow. Don't have a fancy tungsten sharpener. What you do, fire up the old belt sander. Bam, nice and sharp. I don't know if you noticed, all the lines go this way. When you do sharpen tungsten, if you have the lines going this way, the arc's kind of unstable. When you run it this way on the belt sander, it keeps all the lines going towards the tip, so it helps the arc stay nice and stable. If you try to do it this way and run it, I mean it works, but again the arc will start jumping around on you doing weird things. So figure that's the first try for you guys. So a little tech tip if you haven't ever done it before. Come on. Why are you not going in? There we go. Alright. That guy, that one's tucked in place. Got this tube since I cut that section out. Do the same thing. Belt sander, clean that up, chamfer the inside of it. Put a little chamfer on the edge of it and should be good to go. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, that'll work. All right, we'll do that. So now let's see where the other one will need to be at. The other cut will need to be. There's there, right? I know I'm gonna need to leave room to be able to get socket on that guy. This one will have to get cut and a little bit left extra on it. So we'll do the same thing. What I cut off the edge here, about 7/8 of an inch. We'll start with that same thing over here. Alright. There, keep my Sharpies places. Where did I put it? Aha! Sharpie. 7/8 of an inch. Right there. Cut that and then figure out how short it is, because obviously this was cut short, but I knew it was going to need to be a little short, so that's a bad tape. Harbor Freight. But most of all, everything I've done has been built on. So we know it is about a 1/4 inch short, right? So when I do that middle section, whatever that middle is, I'll just take a 1/4 inch out of it and it should fit tits. In theory. So like I was saying, right? This is almost 2 inches, right? From this bevel to that bevel is 2 inches, right? Pretty close to 2 inches. So if I know that that is a 1/4 inch short, right? Since it's middle section, I measure it out. Instead of measuring 2 inches, I'll measure 1 3/4. I actually might do 1 5/8 and then tack this side in, slip this side, and I can always trim it just to get a precise fit. So I'll probably do that. And not 1 5/8. I'll cut it at 1 7/8 because I can always trim it on the belt sander. I need to be a little bit longer just so I can trim it so it's the exact perfect fit that I want. Don't know if you can hear the music, but it's kind of good. Probably kind of loud with this thing. Central machine. Horizontal all over the 4.5 inch round. That's the max it can do. Oh, it's cool. It's also a vertical bandsaw, but I have a vertical bandsaw already, but I used to use this for it. I have a little tray that bolts onto that, so it's kind of cool. So it goes all the way vertical, and you can essentially you unbolt this and put a tray on, and I have a vertical bandsaw. So, yeah, I'm gonna get this one all cleaned up and tacked onto this side. Make sure you do it on the correct side, the same as this, which is the bottom side, so that will get tacked onto that. But again, clean all this up, deburr the inside of it, and we'll call it good. Really hope those videos are going to come out with under the welding hood. I feel like that'd be kind of cool to see. Alright, so I said I'm going to measure this out and do 1 7/8 on this, because it's supposed to be 2 inches. No, I said that wrong before. I was right when I said that. I want it. The goal is supposed to be 1 3/4, but I'm gonna cut it long. So, which cutting this piece long means essentially cutting this. Essentially, let's do it this way, right? 2 inches here, in theory, is what that width of that video cut out on me. This here is 2 inches, which is the width of what that tube clamp is. And what I'm gonna do, it's supposed to be 1/4 inch shy, right? That should fit it perfect, but let's cut it. We'll go from here 1 5/8 instead of 1 3/4 to give myself an 1/8 inch if I need to cut it down just a tad bit more. I can. So we'll do that and we'll test fit it here in a little bit. For shits and giggles, I think I might be a tad bit long still, and that's okay. Yep. Probably that 1/8 inch that I was thinking. Just 3/16, but we're gonna try just taking the 1/8 inch off and do it little bits at a time and just keep going. Pick that guy up, which is actually funny. That's gonna come in handy for pulling the tranny out of that thing. So another mint thing. Hopefully this guy worked. Hopefully I didn't cut too much off. Let's see. Didn't actually cut too bad. Cut sliver. Let's test fit this without any prep on it right now. See. Oh yeah. Tiff. Oh yeah. Right at the top. Each one. Yep, that'll work out good. Make sure I get these lined up the same. Straight up and down. Almost forgot to chamfer this and clean it up. Bam! I don't know if that focused. Let's see, where's the clamp at? Clamp to clamp. Well, that ain't gonna work. No, it will though. That guy there. This guy. That one there. This guy there. Let's see. Make sure you're right in line with that. Right in line with that. I mean, there we go. That'll hold that about right. Well, I need two of them. Try a washer instead. sometimes it's all about making sure the fitment is right. Video probably ended by now.
We're the wolves, howl on the prowl. Siren songs won't make us bow. Steel and flames beneath the moon. Chaos rises, coming soon.
Alright. Got our TIG welded up. The glasses have the charge, but that is what it is. I'm going to tack this side into place and then measure this to here, and then from there to there, and make sure it's the same level. I have trusty gauge over here, so everything looks good for everybody. Just aesthetically pleasing. So fire up the old MIG. You open. Ground should already be on. Let's do one of these tacks right on the bottom down here. Make sure those are good. We're going to put on our OSHA safety squints here real quick doing this tack. Let's see, make sure I can get underneath it. And see where... Close your eyes, kids. Well, the battery died in these Meta glasses. Weird, they don't last very long. But, yeah, that died when I was doing that last tack, but got a tack welded in, put a weld injector on the shocks when I was doing the one half of the weld, just so those would be in place. Then I rolled this thing back, put up a gantry little setup, about the right height where I don't really hit my head. If I have my helmet right, or have my hat off, doesn't really hit my head. But yeah, so little sketch, double wrap some chain around it, motorcycle strap the excess over there, and then this will essentially, I'll roll the Jeep back, pick it up from a couple points, and then lift it up out of it once I weld a bunch of it out, and then roll the Jeep forward. Yeah, I'm gonna essentially do the same thing with another chain right in the middle of this, because that way I could pull the motor out of that, since I don't have a forklift or a gantry. So besides that, I'm going to weld the D-ring on this side. That one's a little high. I don't think my welder would reach that, but probably reach this with grounded off to the side, and my whip might reach that. But the chain idea works pretty damn good too, so I might just do that. Yeah, so that's the end of the video for tonight, guys. Cage is ready to start doing a bunch of weldy sparky things, and yeah, take that seat out, start weld as much as I can, and then once I get it most of it welded out, pull it out, weld it fully, paint it, and call it good. That will be a Monday problem, because tomorrow I'm taking the wife out to dinner. Brownie points for me. But yeah, Sunday this weekend and whatnot is pulling transmission out of that guy. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Woohoo!